still crying. What the fuck? I have a list of books on my physical TBR that I have been terrified to read. Today is the day we change that. Let's read some books that I have been avoiding for whatever reason. Maybe because they've had bad reviews, because they deal with themes that I don't want to think about, they have tropes that I don't like. But we're gonna change that. We're gonna spice it up a little bit this week. So, the first book we are reading is Not in Love by Ali Hazelwood. Now, this book I have been avoiding because Ali Hazelwood is one of my favorite authors. I've read almost all of her books. I believe so, except this one. And the reason I've been avoiding this one is because they've said that it's very smutty, and I don't mind smut, but I usually prefer smut to be like part of the plot. And a lot of people said they didn't enjoy this because it was mainly smutty. But I'm going to take a chance and start this one and see if I enjoy it despite that. So let's get reading. Why am I only on chapter 3 and I have been laughing so hard already? Honestly, Ali Hazelwood is my brand of funny. When I tell you that this woman could write a grocery list and somehow I would be on the floor rolling because I would be having such a good time. I just love her humor. Like, I don't care. I don't care. I love her humor. She is like the best at what she does, and I'm enjoying this. I so far am really liking Rue, and I'm also really liking Eli. I'm gonna continue reading, but I just wanted to pop in and say chapter 22, page 22, and your girl is having a good time, and nothing has happened. Okay, so in this book, we are following Rue and Eli, like I said, and it is still Allie's brand of books with women in STEM. But in this book, Rue works for this biotech company, and Eli is part of a venture group that is coming in. They've basically found their way into the company because the company had a loan that they are paying, but I guess the company that held that loan decided to sell the loan to the company that Eli is a part of. And so since they bought the loan, they now kind of like are the ones that they don't own the company per se, but if they find just cause to say that their money is being used for the wrong way or the company's not profitable, they can take over. I guess that's how it works. I'm not a financial person, so I don't know for sure. And Rue and her best friend Trisha are not more savvy than we are in this department, even though they are brilliant scientists. So Rue and Eli met prior to this whole thing. They met on an app. Rue has a lot of challenges trusting people and basically having like real relationship with people. She doesn't have a lot of friends. She's like her main friend. So she meets on dating apps where she can have sexual encounters and basically not get attached. And then so she meets with Eli. Nothing really happened that night, but then the next day they have a strong attraction, a very strong attraction that they notice immediately. But then the next day she realizes, hey, Eli is the enemy. He's coming to take over her company. And now they have to find a way to like coexist in this space, but she doesn't want anything to do with him, even though he's like, listen, we had a connection, we should keep this going. And she's like, no, I cannot betray my company, my friend who is the owner of the company. So yeah, so this is where we're at. But I was under the impression that maybe she just got things wrong, and maybe like, she was gonna figure out soon that, oh, Eli's not the enemy. Maybe he is, because from what I just read, I have pause here. Rue's POV is in the first person, but Eli's POV is in the third person. So I guess, I don't know if you consider that his POV, but we do get insight into his like thought process and what is going on. And I love his POV. And now I know why Ali Hazelwood hasn't written a man's POV before, because I don't think she's ever done that. This is the first one. And I love it. I love what she does with his POV, because when I tell you that this man is a simp, in a good way, this man is already gone. He's already down bad, and I love that. You know that I love a man who's down bad. However, he may be guilty of what he's being accused of, and potentially being here to take over the company. I don't know how I feel about that. And how we're going to reconcile this. But so far, I'm having a good time. I think you guys can tell I am smiling from ear to ear. I'm loving the writing. I'm loving the humor. So overall, good vibes. I'm enjoying this. I can't believe I held out on this book. It was on my shelf this entire time for no reason, because this is so good so far. So I will check in later. Good morning, besties. It is another gloomy day here in New Jersey. The weather has been overcast all week, it seems like. I am enjoying it though, because it's making every day so cozy, and all I want to do is stay under the covers and read all day, which I've been doing. So I'm having a good time. I am at page 225, chapter 23, and I am loving this book. Why did I wait to pick up this book? I should have trusted my instinct and known that there's no way Ali Hazelwood can fail me. This is definitely above a 4. Like, I don't think it's 5 stars, definitely not, but this is a 4.5 for me, because unless something really bad happened at the end, I am enjoying this. I, again, just love the writing, love everything about it, love the characters. They have way more depth than people made it out to seem. There's more to this book than just what people have said, which is that it's mainly smutty. So I am very surprised by this. I am having a good time. I sped through this book. Like, the past couple months, I've been reading a lot of fantasy, and I think I read fantasy slowly because I want to make sure that I'm capturing every element. But reading this book, I'm just so surprised. I'm already at page 224, and I already know I'm gonna finish this book today. So let's just continue reading, and then I'll come back with my final update. I finished it, and this was so good. I loved it. This is a 4.5. Ali Hazelwood does not miss. She is amazing. I love this. And for all the criticism that this book received, I'm very surprised. Not only was it interesting because there was like a plot and some reveals happened that we were not expecting. The characters had a lot of depth. Like I said, Rue has a really interesting background. I feel like she might be on the spectrum. I could be wrong, but I felt that she came in as a whole person. She had her own insecurities and her own things that she had to get over, with the help of Eli basically not having any judgment whatsoever and accepting her for who she is completely. I love this. I absolutely love this. Again, like I said, a 4.5 for me. So yeah, that's a win. The first book is a win. The next book that we're going to pick up is a book that a lot of people have praised, but I didn't want to read it because I do not like the main trope or the main theme, which is second chance romance. I don't believe in second chance romances. I don't know why. I usually believe that if I break up with someone, we're done. We're not getting back together. So when I read them in books, I usually find it unbelievable, like, because usually the person's done something horrible and why would you forgive them, right? Okay, so so for me, I didn't want to read this book, but a friend of mine read it, recommended it, so I'm going to give it a chance. It's Before I Let Go by Kennedy Ryan. And so let's see how I feel about this book. All right, it is much later in the day and I have updates. Oh my God. I am on page 145, chapter 15, almost like halfway through this book, I believe, and I'm loving it. I'm actually really enjoying myself. I don't know that there's much that I can tell you guys about the plot that I haven't said. I think it's one of those books that you have to experience the dynamics between the two main protagonists. So we have Yasmin and Josiah who've been married, something tragic happened and it caused them to separate, and now they are navigating this space of being co-parent, being business partners. They own a restaurant together and there's a lot of hurt and pain still there, but they are making it work. It is interesting. The feelings are raw. They are very much raw in this book. And I think the author is doing a really good job at showing us both sides, at showing us all their flaws. Everyone, it's not one of those books where you can point fingers, at least not yet. I can't point fingers and say this person was wrong, this person was wrong. It's one of those things where it's like two flawed people going through something very hard and navigating this space, and it is, oh my God, so good. My emotions are all over the place when it comes to these two characters. I just want to like hold them both together and just be like, it's going to be okay. I don't know yet if there's like hope at this point of the book. Matter of fact, at this point of the book, things just escalated in a way like I feel hurt, but I don't know if I'm even allowed to feel hurt because the character that this happened to or that just learned this news doesn't even know if she is hurt, if she's allowed to be hurt. She's battling her emotions. It's a lot. It's a lot. I'm a married woman, so I understand where Yasmin is coming from when it comes to certain things that she's experiencing. I feel like I'm not making much sense because obviously I don't want to give too much away. I feel for Josiah also. Ooh, it's just so much. It's just so much, but it's so good. The writing is really good. I'm really, really loving it. Kennedy Ryan, girl, okay? I may need to read all your books moving forward. Yeah, the characters are really nice. Her best friends are really, really intriguing. Also, I know we've met Soledad, we've met Hendrix. I know that Soledad has a book and I have the book, so I'm gonna read it next. And then Hendrix's book is coming out this year, so I'll pick that up also. But yeah, so far I'm really enjoying myself. This is very surprising. I don't know if I'm going to be happy if they get back together. I still need more details, but so far I'm liking it. I'm liking this book. All right, guys, I am back with a final update for Before I Let Go. And I have to say, I absolutely loved this book. It was so surprising. Like I told you guys, I'm not a person that loves second chance romance in general, even in movies, really. But this took me by surprise. This was so good, so emotional. It would get to some instances where I would be nauseous. Like, that's how much I felt for these characters. Watching them still be in love with one another, but because of the situation and all of the things that happened and all of the hurt that they caused each other, unknowingly or even knowingly, but because of it was like all based on a very tragic situation, it was so hard. And the whole time I was so worried, like watching them attempt to move on. Oh my God. My heart was breaking every single time they would do stuff to attempt to move on. You know, I don't want to give out too much. I would get so mad, so jealous, so angry. I was all over the place. In this book, when I tell you that those two people are soulmates, they deserve to be together so much. And this was so beautiful. If someone doesn't love me, like if my husband doesn't love me the way Josiah loves Yasmin, we will fight. We will fight. This was so good. I love this. This is a 5 stars. Yeah, this is a 5 stars book. I don't know if you guys can already see, but the next book that we are going to pick up is Just for the Summer by Abby Jimenez. Now, I know what you guys are going to say. What? Like, this is one of the books that you were trying not to pick up, like you were avoiding. How is that even possible? This is Abby Jimenez right now. Yes, I was avoiding this book because I heard that it is her most emotional book, and I didn't want to pick it up at the time because I felt like I was in the mental space for that. And I'm still nervous about picking it up because people say that this is brutal. This is hard. Like, it's a romance, but your heart will be ripped out. And I wasn't in the headspace for that. So I'm going to give it a chance because it feels so weird to have an Abby Jimenez book sitting on my shelf and not read yet. And I just can't wait anymore. So even though I don't know that I'm mentally prepared for it, I'm itching to get into this story. So this is the next book that we are reading. And yeah, let's get into it. Come on, Abby Jimenez. Come on, girlfriend. When I tell you that this woman can write a man, oh, listen to this, guys. Listen to this. The moment Emma came into view, my entire world slipped into slow motion. My brain took a screenshot. I felt the moment freeze and save. She was beautiful. Like, isn't that what we all want? We hope for that we'll walk into a room and immediately he'll know. I just can't. I can't. I need to highlight this. I'm sorry. I need to pause because I need to go find my highlighters and I need to screenshot this. This needs to be my background because this is exactly the type of romantic writing that I want in my life every day, every single day. Oh my God. I love this. I love this so much. I am already on my second cup of coffee because I am feeling so tired today. I have been up all night reading this book because I could not put it down. I am now on page 190, and let me tell you, this book is destroying me. This book is absolutely destroying me exactly like I thought it would. And I knew that I was not mentally prepared for this book, but it's destroying me in the most beautiful kind of way. I've been reading it on and off on my Kindle, and I am highlighting so much. I'm gonna have to transfer all my highlights and tabs into this book because the way Abby Jimenez is dropping bars after bars after bars is beyond what I can imagine. Like, I feel like I should highlight the entire book. The story is so amazing. I don't know if I told you guys what this is about, but we are following Emma and Justin, and I feel like everybody's heard about this book, but basically they feel like they have a curse where when they date someone, that person ends up, after they break up, finding the love of their life. So they've come up with this plan that if they date each other and break up, they will themselves end up finding the love of their lives, and by therefore canceling the curse. So they agree to meet up, date for a couple, like for a month, and see if that would work. But of course, we already know that this is a love story, so obviously things are gonna go a little differently, and a lot of things are unfolding. When I first heard about the story, I thought, oh my God, this is gonna be so cool and cute. Love this. People
read the book and was like, this is emotional destruction. So I was like, I don't want to read this, like I told you guys before. And sure enough, I'm reading this and it's so much more than this story. Like, honestly, that part of the story is like the first like 3 chapters. After they meet, the things that these characters are dealing with are so emotional and so deep. I can't. Emma's life in general, what she's had to go through, I can't. I just want to cry so much in this book. I'm not really a crier, but I have a feeling like this book is going to be it. This book is going to be the book that's going to make me cry, like boo-hoo cry. So I can't pick a rating yet, but it's definitely going to be higher than a 4, I think. But I will let you know. I'm going to continue reading this.
Honestly, I don't even know how to feel about this book right now. As you guys can tell, I'm so emotional. This book literally broke me. I was right. I was absolutely right when I said that this book was not a book that I wanted to read because I knew it would be emotional. I didn't know how emotional it would be, but this book is more than just a love story. I think this is a love letter to friendship. And not only Maddie, oh my God, everybody deserves a friend. I'm still crying. What the fuck? Sorry. Not only everybody deserves a friend like Maddie, and I hope that everyone gets a friend like this. I know I have friends like this, and reading about that like definitely makes me emotional. But also every man deserves friends like Justin's friends. And even though Brad was definitely the asshole at the beginning of the situation, Benny and him were definitely true friends to him. My camera died, but I took some time to emotionally compose myself and come back on here to say I absolutely love this book. Again, I think this is more than a love story, even though the love story was absolutely beautiful and amazing. I think this is a book about resilience. I think this is a book about friendship and how it's important to meet people where they are, but also set boundaries. This book is absolutely amazing. As you guys can tell, I've absolutely tabbed it, and there's probably more tabs that I want to put in there, and I want to reread it immediately. I love this. Definitely 5 stars. You guys can already tell. Yeah, I'm going to take the rest of the night and end the vlog here. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I will see you guys on the next one. Please like, subscribe, and share, and bye.